Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Matthew.
Hello, Flo. Hey, Connor. Right, I guess we can jump straight in. Connor has a question. I think you joined us last week, Connor, so I shall share the invite link in the chat. And hello again, Pralaya. Whoever manages to join between Connor or Paulette will take the question first. Hi, Mika. And Connor is with us. Hey again, Connor.
Hey guys, how are you?
Good, good. How are you?
Doing well. Thanks for having me again.
No worries.
Yeah, got another question. So this time I'm curious about changing like a selected state. I don't really know how to do that. I've tried a few different things. Let me share my screen and we can dive into it. Okay. All right. So we have this page that's like a photos detail page, and users can click through the photos. But what I'm trying to do is highlight the one that's selected. So it'll have like kind of a greenish bluish outline around it. And I just can't figure out how to make that selected one keep an outline.
Then let's do it together.
Sure.
Okay, can you select the container of the image?
Yeah.
Yes, this one. So I guess you would like to add the border to the parent of the image, the item flexbox, right? On the left, you've got item here. Yeah,
Yep.
Perfect. So I guess you'd like to add a border in here when it's selected, right?
Yes.
Blue border, something like this. Okay. So what you can do is to create a state. So if you go above, you've got state in here. Yes, this one. You can click on it. Not the class, the one above a state. Yes, this one. So in here, you can add a state. Click on it. And you see in here, you've got name. You can call it selected. Okay, now let's style a bit. So can you add a border, a blue border, like you would like it to be?
Yeah. Outline actually is what we want. Okay.
We can start like this and you can style it layer.
Sure.
So if you go above, just after the name, you see in here you've got condition. You see that one? So you can click on that. And here we need to match the current ID and what's it selected. So I guess in here it would be ID equal. And then I suppose you have a variable or something like this to define the selected image, right?
Yes.
So I suppose it's in the second tab.
Sorry, say that again?
Here, in here, yes, here. Can you click here? Do you have a variable somewhere here with the selected image?
Yes, it's.
I see property ID. Oh, maybe it's in no, it's in as a parameter. I saw that. No, it's something else. Maybe. Tell me. Okay, so in here it's item. Yeah, the main image. Is it the main image? This one.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's item.data.
Well, sorry, no, the main image. So this is my list that's displaying all the photos. The main image in the top is a variable. It's the selected
image. Okay, so this is the URL. So instead of using idea, we are going to use maybe the URL or current image index. Maybe that's it. I don't know. So let's try. Can you click again on this one? Select the state again.
Oops.
Okay, go back to the condition. And maybe instead here, instead of using item.data.id, you see before the equal, you can use the photo URL. Okay, and equal to the selected image. So you need to go back here and selected image. Okay, so let's see. Can you click preview?
Okay, this actually.
Yeah,
yeah.
it's okay.
Okay, cool. Yeah, the border's not looking right, but that's styling. I can fix that later.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes a ton of sense. Okay, that makes so much sense. So I might do. So for the arrows, because that's the other thing I couldn't figure out is how to make it go to the next one. I'm trying to think if I'd do something similar. I don't think so. No, that'd be different.
You would need a workflow for this, I think. But
This would be a workflow.
we can quickly do it. Okay, can you select it?
Yeah.
Okay, go to the third tab in here, the Lightning tab. Yeah, in here, you can create a workflow here. Okay, and in here, I suppose you're gonna need to click on add an action, change variable value. Okay, so in here, you would need to select next image. So you want to change selected image, I think, in here.
Yep.
All right, click, you can bind the value. And you need to find the next URL. So I guess you have a list somewhere, something like this. So not that one. This one is the one that is currently used, and you need to select the next one, right?
Yeah.
I need the array of the collection you use to bind, your list of images.
My list of images is under the property photos.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's this.
It's this one. Okay. So you can select the full array in here. So the data. You see data above,
right.
not that one.
This one?
This one, yes. So that's the full list. And in that list, you need to find the next one. So can you tell me, so you have selected image variable and I saw index or something like this.
Yes, I have current image index, which is the ID number.
Okay, so when you click on an image in your list, you change the URL and you also change the index, right?
I don't think I actually do change the index.
Okay, so
I tried to use the index for something, and I think I ended up not using it because it just wasn't.
Okay, but we can use the URL. Usually, the best thing to do is you see selected image is a string in here.
Yeah.
So to save the URL, the best practice is to use an object, and in that object you can add ID and URL. And then sometimes it's easier to use ID because you can do some. It's easier to manage IDs instead of URLs. But we will use the URL right now. But for next time, you could use an object instead of just a string in here.
I may go back and try that at some point.
Yeah.
Are these objects? What are objects again?
An object is a way to structure the data. So.
Okay.
And in an object, you have multiple keys and multiple. It's kind of, instead of having just a text, you have multiple key value things saved. So it's a way to structure data. But let's use the URL instead. So in here, in the current value, so in here you've got an array of objects. You see in current value you've got multiple objects in here. Okay, in your list just above. So you need to be able to select. First, so we are going to cheat a bit. So you need to find the index of the current image, basically, because you did not save it into an object. So let's find it. So we're going to use a formula for this. Okay. So could you click in here, you go to array. Okay. So in here, we should see something like find an index by key.
Find index by key?
Yes, this one. So can you hover the formula in in here?
Yeah.
Just let your mouse on it, on the name. just to see, okay, so you can see the documentation. So you see in here, we are waiting for first the array. So the array is you have the blue bubble, property photo specific to data. This is the array. And then we're gonna need to add the key. Yeah, you can move it, perfect. The key, so the key, if I remember correctly, is URL, maybe, photo URL, I don't remember. You can check out.
Yeah.
So you need to click again on the second tab.
This one?
No, on the second one.
Second one. Sorry. Yeah. Okay.
To find how the data is.
Okay.
Okay, just open the first one. Okay, so it's photo underscore URL. So this is what you need to type in as a second argument of this formula. No, so if you select it, it's the value, but you want to specify the key. This is the thing that needs to, so quote, yeah, between quotes, yes, photo underscore URL. You close the quote, and then you need to add the value, and the value is the selected image URL. So you need to go back to your variable, and here, selected image. Yeah, click on it. Okay, so you see in here, it returns 3.
Okay.
So this is the index. This is where your image is in the list. Okay. So basically what you want is the number 4. You want the next one, right? So you can type in +1. So this is the number 4. And now you need to select the URL, the URL of this. So that's why it's easier to save it into the object. You understand why? Because you don't have to do that to get the number. So now we're gonna need to use another formula. So just click at the beginning of the formula. Maybe the beginning.
I'm just thinking, Flo, for readability, it might be easier to do a return a value here, and then use that return value in the next one. Because I think you'll have to nest it here, right?
You're absolutely right. So can you copy this? That's a good practice.
Copy this.
Yes, copy this. Create a new action. And this new action is return value. Okay, so in here you're going to return instead of the text, it's going to be a number, and you can bind and paste what you had before. Okay, so what you can do is to return. You can call it return current index of the image.
Return what?
Current index of the selected image. Okay, so this action needs to be before the one you had, so you can move it above. Yeah, perfect. So now you can select the change variable value action. Yes, the second one. And in here, you can remove this. So click on value. You can remove everything in here. So you can just remove the value of the formula. We're gonna add another one. Right, you can do it like this. Yeah, it's perfect. Bind again. So in here, you're gonna use a formula to select the proper object in the array you had. So open array. And in array, you should have something like
I think you might have to just use the array and then use square brackets at the end and put
absolutely. You can do it like this. I think it's get value something, but any case, we can do a Matthew way like it. So select the array. So you are in your collection. It was property. So no, you need to select the second tab and the URL. So your list of all the images. So not that one, really the list. Yes, this perfect. Yeah. So now in here, you just have to type in dot. Not dot, sorry, bracket. You need to open a bracket. Not that one. The
square ones.
Yes, square bracket. Thank you. And here, basically, what you want to have is the index of the image you want. So basically the value of the previous action, what we had before. Okay. So this is when I mean, click on the third tab, the lightning one. Yes, this one. And you see in here, you've got results from previous actions. So in here, it's undefined, but what you can do is to click the test button of this action just before.
Right here.
Test. Okay, and you see in here, we've got result 4, and this is what you want. So click on it. Close with the square bracket. And here you are. So in here, you get the object. Okay, so now you can type dot photo URL. And here you are.
Wow. Okay.
And just so you know, Connor, whenever how arrays work is at the end, whatever you put in the square brackets, you get that index of the array. And then whenever you do dot, that gets a specific path inside of the object.
That makes sense. Yep. Okay. Cool. Is that it?
Now, if you try the workflow, this should work. You can close it. Click your... Okay.
Oh my God, look at that. We did it.
So you might need to do the same for the previous one.
Yep.
And then you can add also, you can click on the icon, go to the setting tab. So the second tab here. The second one, yeah, this one. And really at the end, you've got conditional rendering. If you scroll. Yeah.
Oh.
And in here, it's for later. You can bind this and hide it when it's the last item of your array. Okay, when you don't have anything after. Okay.
So
this is how you can do that. So this is your next homework.
I see. Okay. I will have to look that up. Okay, and then I'll just copy what we did here for the left button.
Absolutely. With
with
minus instead of plus.
Instead of plus. Yep. Awesome. Thank you so much, guys. You guys are always so helpful. I appreciate it.
No worries at all.
All right. Have a good one, guys. Thank you.
See you, Connor.
Bye.
Cool. Right. Next up is Pralette. Are you there, Pralette?
Yes, I'm here. Okay. I actually have, I can show you an example too, but also a question around local storage saving for variables. And if I need to actually do anything specific outside of just marking a variable for storing in local storage. Mainly because I also entered the bug and I posted on the community because I have a situation where I am changing the variable. It's changing in the editor. I can see the new value, but when I deploy in my app on production, it never changes anything in local storage. Now, I wonder also if it's because it's the object that I'm trying to save and not just a string.
Could you show us?
I can show you.
Yeah, please, because this should work even if it's an object.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And let me go through it. Let me show you first on production. Okay. So what I am trying to save, let's go to application. This is the variable that I have in local storage. Can you guys see my,
yes.
I don't think, no, you cannot see local storage. Do you know how I can share? Maybe I need to share my whole screen.
Yeah, you need to share the whole screen so we can see the debug tool.
Okay. Now I think you see it.
Yes.
So this is the variable that I have. And what it is, it's basically after the user goes through this like startup flow, when they're done or when they exit like this, one of these, like in this case, we're in home, this will change to true. So next time I refresh the page, they don't see the walkthrough again.
Okay.
Now, and actually, let's take a quick look to see if the variable here is right, because Micah, I think I saw him join as well. He actually told me how I can get the variable value, right? From in the
console.
In the console, because I was like, how do I actually test, right?
Yeah.
So
that's the trick.
So you can see this one says home is true, and then everything is false, 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 false. But here it's home is false. Now, if I go back to my data, you will see that it say save in local storage is true.
Okay, and are you sure the workflow is triggered on your application that changes this workflow, this variable? Sorry.
Yeah, so it is, because obviously in here it did change it. Let's go to another page. So right now you can see I have all of the different pages. So if I go to investments page, which was okay, sorry, here you couldn't see it. So let's go to compare, because it's the second object, easier to tell. So if we go through here and get this, we can see that home is true, compare is false. And now if I exit it, now compare is true.
Okay, can you click the refresh button really at the top here? Yeah, this one.
Yep.
So what you're saying is that it's not updated here.
Correct. So I wasn't sure if I need to do something special outside of, hey, you know what? I am going to just mark it as save in local storage.
No.
But then as I was doing a little bit more research, it seemed like, and I don't know if, I'm guessing that you guys are doing that when you're doing an object in local storage, you have to like stringify it and then recreate it or something else. And I was wondering if something like that is failing.
Yeah, we might have an issue indeed. Did you create a ticket also?
Yes.
Okay.
And I just got a response this morning, so I figured I'll also ask here in case you guys know better. Plus, if you can check to see with them if they understand it, because the only thing I got in my ticket was we need more information.
Okay. Okay, then I'm going to try to reproduce the issue on my own and see if I can provide the information then.
Okay. Yeah, my only thought was that maybe something it is there because of object. I was gonna go and try and just saving a string to see if that works, but I didn't have time.
Just to check, have you tried to test this in the editor and looked at the values in the debugger of what it records?
Yeah, they changed.
Okay.
They changed. Here they changed, but also like if you look at like the variable, even in the console in here, they change here. They just don't get saved.
Okay.
So, well, maybe I should also add this variable to just so it's easier for the ticket to get reproduced in there too.
Yeah. Maybe just what you can test is just with one string instead of an object. But normally it should work with object. But I will going to try to reproduce your issue and keep going.
Yeah, because then I would imagine if object doesn't work, it shouldn't be able to be enabled.
Yeah, absolutely. No, absolutely. But
Yeah.
It should work. So
that's why I figured it's a bug. It's not really like right now. It's just annoying for my users, but I don't have that many users, so it's fine. I'm only in alpha, so I only have select few people. So that's why I logged it as a bug, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna wait for you guys to figure it out instead of trying to do workarounds.
Okay, well, I will keep you informed and follow up with the tech team.
Cool.
Okay.
Thank you for raising that.
That was
Prolab.
it today.
Apologies.
Today is I'm simple. Today I'm simple.
Thanks for that.
Thank you for that.
Right, next is Elena. Hi, Elena. Apologies you've been waiting for so long.
Hi. I think we can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Sorry. Is it possible to invite 2 people? I'm actually working remotely with my coworker Jill.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Jill is in here, and I called in.
Yeah, can you let her? Hey,
And
hi Jill.
Perfect.
And just, I think there might be an echo on your side, Elena.
Okay.
Is there a?
Maybe I'll just have Jill talking.
Okay.
So we're, kind of new to this whole system here, and I feel like I'm getting through like the technical pieces, the functions and all of that stuff, but just hoping for like a sort of not super lengthy but quick just picking of your brains on these best practices. Using this system, so I can just sort of read what I typed in here. So we're essentially creating a site that has that's just like any site on the web, where there's an administration area where the owner of the site will go in and like be able to make data changes, and then there's a public site where new customers can sign up, and then there's a logged in area where those new customers are like accessing the, maybe paying for that piece of the site, and the administrators would be the ones who are getting paid by those people, right? So like a very typical sort of application. So we're just trying to figure out how to organize a little bit better, as we're noticing that things are getting a little messier and messier as we're proceeding. So I guess just going through my questions one by one. The first one is, how do you guys recommend having a template page? Or like in the past, we've kind of used, an include for the navigation, and then include for the footer, and sort of just piece together pages that way. But in WeWeb, it feels like maybe we should be using components. Or is there a way to create a page template to build off of? Or what's the sort of strategy for creating a site with all these pages with the same navigation, I guess?
So what you need to use is what we call multi-page section. So I don't know if you have the link, Matthew, maybe to the documentation.
I'll get it up.
Wonderful.
It would be easier for you, but you'd see that in the navigator is going to be blue, and it's really important to see that it's blue. One thing to keep in mind is if you make a change of this section on any page, the change will be on all pages. So if you delete what you have inside, you're gonna delete for every pages, because it's really the same component. And the nice thing with those blue section is that when you change page and we detect that this section is also on the next page, we won't reload it. So you won't see a blink on your page.
Wonderful.
It will just load the new things. Basically, this is why it's really important to use what we call multi-page sections.
Okay, that's great. Thank you for that link. And then my second question. Oh, oops, I did 2 number 3s. Well, I'll just read this one. In terms of like design, if we're trying to like use the same design across all the sections or all the pages, do you have an article or some strategy on like kind of like installing a design system for the WeWeb, place workspace that we're working in, I guess?
Okay.
I just worded that really poorly.
So you have multiple approaches. You're going to use only one project, right? You're not going to create multiple projects within your workspace, right?
Should we? So that was my third question. Maybe we should combine these questions. So we have these 3 separate sites with their, like, each area needs a different authentication and will
Okay.
show a different navigation. So should those be 3? Is that me? Elle, I think you're maybe.
No, I think it's
That's a weird noise. Um,
Okay, I think we're
like
good.
should okay, sorry about that. So should those 3 sites be different workspaces? Should they be one workspace in different folders, or
well, it depends. If it's within exactly the same domain, it should be the same project. So usually you create another project when you need to have something in another domain or subdomain.
okay.
So basically, just so if you have multiple projects, the best thing is to create a project without having to publish it. But this project will be dedicated for your library. So this is going to be
Okay.
your design system project, kind of. And in that project, you can add your font, you can add your colors, your what we call design system tokens, spacings. You can save some templates also. For example, if you always have those cards or those hero sections or the things you want to start from this, you can you can select any element within the editor and save it to your assets as a template. And then when you click the add button in your library, you're going to have all your templates already bound to your colors, spacings, and so on. So you can create your own basically folder with all your assets that you can use all together. So you can do that within a project, or you can use, like I said, a dedicated project for that, and then you need to publish it as a library. So you will find it, then you publish it as a library, and then in the project you can basically add this library, your own library. And the nice thing with libraries is that you can have different versions. So for example, you can improve in that dedicated project those templates, those colors, those components also within it. And if, for example, when you make the update, you don't want an old project to have this update, it's the right thing to do, because basically when you make an update, then you have to go to the project and decide to use the last version of the library, for example.
Okay.
The nice thing with that is if you have old project later based on the same library, it works. It won't be broken when you make a change.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so just to regurgitate really quickly, since we want those 3 different sites to be on 3 different subdomains,
Yes,
we would have 3 different projects, one
absolutely.
for admin, one for the app, and one for the public site.
Yes,
And then we would have a 4th project that's kind of like our project library that will
absolutely.
include the design system and all the components.
Yes.
And that's where we would make the basic things to publish out to the libraries. And I feel like maybe we need to upgrade our system in order to use all of this stuff. Is that true? We're on launch right now.
Okay. I don't remember with the different.
Okay, that's okay. I can figure that out. Don't waste time on that. Okay, I'm just reading through my thing. And then my last question is more around like what your best practices are for like naming and organizing variables. It feels like there's a lot of variables coming in, and every time you use a component, it creates a whole bunch more variables, and then we're creating another page and there's a whole bunch, like it just feels very overwhelming. And I'm wondering if you have a strategy for that.
So basically what I like to do is to always create a folder for each page.
Okay.
So when you create a new page, create a new folder for variables. It's always easier. You also have a toggle within the editor where when you toggle it, it will display only variables that are used in that page.
Oh, okay.
So it will remove all the other one. So it can be useful. But basically, yes, the best practice is to really create folders like this, so you can scope your work. And then the other good practice is to, when you reuse something in your application, is to use what Matthew shared, components, because in components you can have internal variables, and those variables won't be in your project.
Oh, okay.
So this is
Oh,
another.
that's going to be really useful. The internal variables. Okay. Okay. Any other tips along these lines? I think that covers everything that I wanted to pick your brain about. And any other links would be appreciated. Oh, it looks like you posted a couple, so thank you so much.
Yes, I've added one for the libraries, and then as Flo said, the components. So if there's any, I suppose the best way to describe it is for the libraries, you can create templates of elements, but then anywhere where you have, as Flo said, sorry, repeating functionality around elements, then it's best practice to turn that into a component, and then you can have all of the variables internalized.
And then can you, I mean, I could probably figure this out, but is it possible to like save a component from one of the other projects into the library project? Like you can
Yes.
copy it between projects, kind of?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, it can be something can be tricky.
It's tricky. I know. I saw you kind of like look up.
And well, it depends. But the best practice is to have it into the library. If you want to share it to all the other one, is to create the components immediately from in that library to use it. But you can copy paste an element. I mean, there is a trick, but we need to document this. But you can save it as a template, add it to the library, and make it a component. This is, but we can discuss it when you need it in another office hour to do it together. It's a trick for now because we don't have the productized the feature yet.
Yeah. Okay. I think this gets us going in the right direction, and I'm sure we'll see more of you in the future. So thank you.
Great. You're very welcome.
Amazing. Thanks, guys. Right, next up is Renaud. Apologies if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly.
No, it's perfect. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, it's Renault, just like the car, the French car. I'm French. I have a question. Thank you for hearing me. I have two different. I'm very new, and it's a simple question, but I have two different on my homepage. If I look at my site on two different screens, like it's computers and not iPhone or anything, but the things look different. So my first, the logo is too big on a poor resolution screen, while on the normal screen it looks okay. So with the preview thing, how can I get a feel on how it will look on a different screen resolution? So that was the first question. And then how it's I feel a little bit overwhelmed to think of all those things and trying in different screens. So if you have good practices for to take care of this. And lastly, I'll ask the Copilot if he can help me. And at the first question I ask, there is a very fast error that appears, and I hardly have time to read it. So I don't know exactly what's going on, if it's this behavior is normal or what's wrong with the Copilot.
Okay, so let me answer first with the Copilot and then for the responsive things. So we had issues with Copilot, some errors in production right now. You might need to try again, or you might reach some limits. So I might need to take a look to your workspace to just raise that limit.
I don't think it's the case because it was the first day I said, okay, it's there is an office hour at night, so let's try to go back to this project. And it was the first day using Copilot.
Okay, so this is weird. Are you on Discord?
No, but yeah, I have a Discord, but I'm not sure I'm on Discord at WeWeb.
You did not receive an email inviting you to use to connect to Discord?
Maybe. So it's good to chat with you on Discord.
Yeah, absolutely. It's much more easier for this early access. So you can send me a message directly there. You can go to Discord, find the WeWeb, the WeWeb one, and in there you will find an AI Copilot channel. and you can go here, raise your errors there, and you can also direct message me if you have something, and we can figure out why it's not working for you.
Perfect.
Because we are iterating a lot with it, and when we push AI things, we push it quickly. So we don't test everything, and sometimes there is an issue, a specific issue.
Okay, and for those kind of things, do you think it's good to use AI when I have a problem with the size of my layout, or it's...
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
We are getting amazing results with AI, and pretty soon I think you will just select the flexbox, ask AI to make the change, and it's going to be really satisfying, and then you're going to go to edit and just polish what you need. But yeah, we are already getting amazing results with AI. So I think it's going to improve a lot in the coming weeks and months. So for sure, you're going to use AI more and more.
Good to hear.
So for your specific issue, so have you seen the little toggles at the top, in the top bar, mobile, tablet, and desktop?
Yes.
Okay, so normally if you click on one of them and then you change the width of your logo, for example, the width will be changed just for this breakpoint, for tablet or for mobile. So if you go to mobile and you make a change in the sidebar, this change will be saved just for the mobile.
Yeah. Okay, I got that.
Okay, so and you had really
but the thing is, I'm staying on the computer. If I use I have two screens. Okay, the one on my desktop, the one, screen outside screen, and the screen of my laptop. On the other bigger screen, it looks okay. When I drag it to my computer, old computer, it looks too small. It looks too the logo is too big, or the outside is too small. I don't know. And
we'd like to have another breakpoint for desktop, right? For big screens and smaller screen.
How do you do? Do you what's your recommendation when you develop front end to take care of different screen resolution?
So it depends. For big screen, it's a bit different because usually you add another breakpoint, but we cannot do that yet on the editor. But for logos, what you can do is to use usually a container for your logo. So usually it should be pixels, but you can use also percentages and make it evolve with the size of your screen. But I should see your page to give you a proper recommendation. Can you share it? Can you see it? It will be much more easier, I think.
So do I need to do something, or how does it work to share my page? Okay, we're here. Perfect.
Okay.
So you see, it's quite a simple thing. And here, because I'm on my big screen, it has plenty of room. But if I go on other resolution, it will give me hard time. And on this, here, on this page as well, sometimes I have blank here. Sometimes it's if I go on a smaller resolution, it will not even fit on the page. Like the line here will cut the so
you'd like to have this section always it's a height issue, right? You want it to be always 100% height of
yes
your, right? Okay, so we can do that together. So can you click the edit button? Can you select the section, the one you want to be full height? Okay, can you go to the edit panel on the right? Okay, and here, okay, so you have auto height, and can you click on it just on the label so I can see what you did?
The label height.
Yes, absolutely. Can you click on it? Okay, so you have a different value for tablet and mobile. Okay, I think but let's change for just desktop. So in here, you're gonna need to bind the height because we're gonna need to use a formula.
Okay.
Can you click the plug icon here? Okay, so in here, we need to use a CSS property that is called calc. So between quotes, you can type in calc. Perfect. Open parentheses. And you need to enter 100 VH. 100 VH. So basically it's 100% of the screen. But if we do that, it's going to be too much because you have a sticky header, right? I saw that.
Yeah, the nav bar.
Absolutely. So after the VH, you type in space minus, and here you need to enter the height of your top bar. So maybe 80 pixels, something like this. You can change that later.
Yeah.
80 px, and then you need to close the quote, at the final quote. Okay, so in here what you say is this section should always do 100% of the screen minus 80 pixels.
You think it should work?
Oh, I'm sure it will work.
And what will happen to the thing if it's too small?
So after for this, it depends. So you need to test to add some more paddings, or it will push the section in any. Maybe not. Maybe you should bind the mid height if you're not sure. Yeah, we need to test. It depends of your text. But can you test this? So what you can do to test, you can click the cross here just to close this pop-up. Go to preview. And can you toggle tablet and go back to desktop? Can you go back to desktop?
What happened right here? But it's okay.
I don't know. It's your menu, I think. Okay. Why don't you have the little handlers? I don't see them. Can you do it again? Just to toggle tablet and toggle again the desktop? Oh, no, okay. Can you toggle tablet? Sorry. Can you just use it manually, the little handlers? Can you move the blue button to the right? Okay. So in here, you can go above your screen. For example, if you go really to the far right of it, right, and you can go outside your screen.
Outside?
Yes.
No.
Cannot in here? Well, because it's a really big screen you have here, I suppose.
No, I don't think so. It's really big. It's a 24 whatever 24 thumb.
Yeah. Okay, so that's the max. But you see in here your section, whatever you do, can you scroll a bit in here? So you see the section is taking really 100% of your screen if you scroll, I think.
Yeah, okay. Oh, this is what you are saying, like this part?
Yeah, absolutely.
No, but you see, I have this, so how should I understand this?
So do you want this section to also be full screen like this? That's the
Yeah, that's I thought it is exactly what we just did. We
did it for just that section, not for all of them.
So, for example, here, I was because we did it for that section, I was expecting to go up here because you said 100 minus navbar.
But do you have something below? Can you scroll? Yeah, you see? Just scroll back. The section is almost, you see, in here.
Okay, now I got it. Okay, perfect.
But, so it's not always a good practice to have this. Usually you prefer to have a mean height and max height, because for big screens you see in here, it's hard to read something like this. So you should have a max height in pixels also. Because
so for the section?
Yeah.
Okay. So can I do both of them, like to have the 100 minus VX and the max height?
Yeah, you can, absolutely.
Okay. So you recommend to use this for all my section,
yes,
and then add the max height
yes,
of whatever pixel. Okay. Good.
And you can make it a class also. If you don't want to add that manually for all of them, you can create a class just for this and add a class for all your to all your sections.
Class, I know components, I know library.
Okay, let's do
class.
let's do this one. So can you click the pen icon so we can go to edit mode? Can you click on the section? Yes, this one.
Where is my left?
You need to.
Okay. So let's go for this one.
Okay. Yes, absolutely. So here you see you've got select or create a class just after the states, really on the right, on the sidebar on the right. You've got this one, and here you can create a class. And when you do this, you see you can select all the properties you want on that class. So just for this exercise, can you unselect all? Yes, here.
So do I have a class right now?
No, you have not created it yet. So you can click on select. And below, just scroll to find height. Where is it? Yeah, you need to
sizing height.
Yeah,
This one.
sizing height. Perfect. So you can click on that one, select it, give it a name to that class, like section. The first input at the top. At the top, you've got.
So tell me, a class will be a set of parameters.
Yes.
So I will call it one section. Okay.
One section. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can create it. And inside, you put any property you want. So let's just add the height for this one.
Yeah.
Click create. Okay, perfect. Select another section now. So you see in here, if you take a look to the height property, you see it's yellow, just below.
Yes.
So it means that it comes from a class.
Okay, so let's go for my
hero section, for example.
Exactly.
Yeah. So now you can go to the class, to the select input, the select on the right, yeah, here, and select one section, and done. You see the height is already set up. So if you make a change to the class, all the sections that have this class will have the change. It's a way to productize your style properties.
Okay.
Sorry to rush you guys.
It's making a little bit of mess in my homepage, but I'll work on it.
Yeah, perfect. You will find a lot of information on the internet to find stuff on classes, how to make good best practices on sections and those kind of things.
Where can I find the info?
Well, on many places. It's a common, yeah. So, sorry, I think we need to do the next question.
Yeah. We've got documentation on it. I'll put some links in the chat for you, Renaud.
Thank you.
Thank you, Anna.
Right. Thank you very much. Right, and finally we've got Lester, who's been waiting a while. So, are you there, Lester?
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, there you go.
Perfect.
So, I am having issues in filtering with Supabase. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah, I'll just share my screen right here. Okay, so okay, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, so I got the data right here, and I'm filtering right here with this list right here. So if I put some in, they show up, and I'm doing it on the back end right now. So my data items right here with this.
Mm-hmm.
And I have it set to ignore if empty. And it works if I put items in, or like put filter in. I have the filter set to the filter variable. But then if I come back here and take all those out, they all disappear. Everything disappears. I don't get anything. If I come and test it, I get nothing.
Okay, can you select the formula just where, yeah, in the filter? Can you show me the current value is empty. This is weird. Okay, can you close this? I need to run a small test. You see below you've got apply if. You see it?
Yeah.
Yes. Can you toggle it? Can you toggle it off? Can you click test?
There we go.
Huh. Okay, so we might have a
So-
slight issue with the ignore if empty. So let's do it manually. Okay, so can you untoggle the ignore if empty? Yeah, you can. But you can keep it like this. You can keep it like this. It's not an issue.
Like
But
that toggled on?
yeah, it's we'll ignore this in any case. So you were about to click on the right place. So on the condition group.
Here?
Yeah, in here. Yeah, absolutely. We need to bind this. So basically, this is going to be the condition to apply or not the filter. So we're going to do it ourselves. So in here, you need to find, so you are select the variable you were using in the breed. Yeah.
So if
yes, perfect.
Equals 0 or
okay, so no, I'm going to give you a trick. It's a developer trick. So before this variable, you need to type in exclamation mark. I don't know the English for this one. I need your help, Matthew. Yes, this one, perfect. So type in twice.
Type in twice.
Two exclamation mark. Yeah, yes, okay. Perfect. So in here, so it's a trick to make it a Boolean. And a breed filter is an object, right?
It's an array.
It's an array. Ah,
yeah.
It's an array.
Yeah.
This is why. Okay. So this is why it's working. Okay, so we are going to do something else. Can you click again on it? That's not a big deal. Go back to condition.
Yeah, I made it as an array.
Yeah, okay, perfect. So we're gonna do something else instead. So this is why I think the ignore if empty is not working, because it's a bit different for arrays, I guess. So can you go back to your collection, to the filter? Okay. Click on the condition group apply if formula, this one. So you can remove what we have before the variable. The two, yes, these two characters. Okay, and instead we are going to use the length. So you can type in dot length. I think it's going to work. After this variable, after the variable, type in dot and length.
Like that.
Okay, so so now it's 0, and I suppose normally 0 should be considered as false. To be sure, let's make it so let's make it a Boolean for sure. So length above the character above upper what's
greater than?
Greater than, thank you. Greater than 0. Okay, perfect. So basically you want the filter to be applied when you have something in your array, when the length of this array is above 0.
Okay.
Greater than 0. And this should work now. Can you test it?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's working now. Look.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Super.
Perfect.
Great. We're just on time then. So that's perfect. Thank you so much, Lester.
That's all for now. So thank you.
No worries. Take care. Right, and that's us. Thanks so much, everyone, for tuning in. We had a lot of questions today, varied questions as well. So yes, thank you so much. We'll be here same time next week, and we'll catch you next week.
See you next week.